Okay. After a bit of a out of the ordinary graphics update, as I'm gonna call it, go ahead and bail from there. Just need to make sure that it's showing the correct size image. Okay. Some things have changed in the game besides some of the UI functions. I'm not gonna lie. Some things have changed in the game significant enough for me to notice.
The enemy is winning.
And it does have you benchmark your computer again, so in perspective, that's kind of what it's going to ask you to do regardless. No, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm probably going to do this for maybe about an hour or two. Stuff like that. Tell your friends if you want to. It's entirely up to you. I'm not going to force you. And I'm going to try to enjoy the new update a little bit. I'm not aiming to unlock really anything brand new. It would be nice, but the amount of grind time versus the amount of time I got available, well, I got all day today, and then tomorrow, and then there's a literal interview and whatever. Not really tomorrow, but I got pretty much all day today, and then there's like an interview. That'll be happening sometime tomorrow, so I really don't got, you know, the whole ordeal figured out, but yeah, I'm not per se moving up in the world, but I am doing something. I don't know if any of that hit me. I couldn't tell. I might be lagging in real life. I've been awake since like 3 in the morning. 3:40 more specifically. But it's mostly because, you know, I wake up at odd times at night.
Attacking.
Checking my quarters. And I gotta get rid of Spitfire if I want this to be successful.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
This guy realizes I'm too lazy to do my job.
Mercy.
Oh dude, that was funny. Like that guy definitely didn't realize I was too lazy to do my job. It was a total setup. Oh man. Oh snap, I unlocked 2 camouflages. Green and gray camouflage for what? Battle against other players? What'd I get it for? L640B? What the hell is the L640B? Matter of that fact, what the hell is the L640B? Is that an Italian vehicle? No, it's an L40. This is an L3. Oh, I think it means this little thing. Oh, okay. Doesn't that vehicle look adorable? Looks ready to go out and take on the world. And then get blown up 5 seconds after when it realized that the world was too big for it. Oh, look at that. This thing has a squash warhead. It's got hash. I wonder when they built this freaking milk truck. At 1.7 hash. That is very effective at 1.7. That wasn't that bad of an idea, whoever came up with that one. That's crazy. Italy gets access to hash at 1.7. Talk about early on for the most advantageous shell that you can have available in the game. I played around with hash for a little bit before. It's like tank abuse, but on steroids. I definitely enjoyed that AVRE rental, and that happened so long ago. Quite literally, that happened quite a long while ago, like 2 years ago. During a Mike Goes Boom live stream, I actually managed to take him down in a duel. I got lucky with my 262 M1. I pretty much just missile spammed him. I blew out his barrel and took out his breech, shot out both his tracks. Then he started an engine fire by continuing to shoot at the rear, where it had the weakest amount of armor. Then I fired another rocket at the rear of his turret. Probably the only time I won anything in a while. Like years before then, I managed to win in a soccer game, or I guess tank football as they call it. And I managed to win a game. And the prize I asked for was the E100. A literal freaking 30-day test drive of the E100. It was fun, it was slow, it was kind of annoying because, you know, you're the fattest thing on the road. So, perspective, there were a bit of positivities and there were some negativities about it. Did enjoy it, didn't regret it. Hey there, chump. You working at the chump bucket? Totally planned. Enjoy the fire.
Returning to the base.
Man, talk about killing the engine right at the right time.
Attack the enemy. Cover me!
Ooh, shit. Fucking punk asses, not even offering any goddamn help, and they're right fucking there. I hope they die of diabetes in mid-flight. Oh well, still funny. But you see what happens? You ask for help and nobody gives it to you. They ask for help and you give them help and they don't give a crap if you get riddled with bullets. So it's like, what's the point? I'm totally gonna upload that part of the freaking video too. I'm definitely gonna upload that as a successful, I guess successful planned kills. You get riddled with bullets, you can't outmaneuver. I think it was a P-47 or was that also a P-51? But a better model of it. I definitely wasn't going to outmaneuver the guy. That was already known. If I turn on the combat flaps, it might slow me down, but it'll increase my height elevation for this thing. This also reminds me of a relative of mine used to watch Dash EXP a lot. Yeah. You gonna actually help me out, team, or are you guys gonna wait until I die again? Yeah, they're just gonna wait until I die again. I'm bailing. Talk about absolutely no help. Yeah, I don't care, numbnuts. Don't give me fucking backups for trash vehicles I don't drive no more. Seriously. That's like the one thing I don't want is backups for vehicles I don't drive anymore. I don't drive the M4A1 or M4A4 series because it was Garbo. It had almost no redeeming qualities, to be honest with some of you out here. You think it would, but the M4A4, Garbo. Like utter Garbo. And for those of you who want to know something about this game, before this becomes a problem to get to this, you want to research this and get this out of the way, because if you just buy this, and it'll tell you straight up right here. It says, new vehicle VBC PT2 vehicle is not required for research and purpose for following the next vehicle. You got till June 28th of this month of this year to research this vehicle to skip directly into the Dardo. So I'm just letting you know that now. Although this is a new vehicle, this vehicle offers better performance than what the wheeled version of the Dardo would, which has absolutely no ATGMs. So if you see this little thing with a timer on it and you're already around here at this rank and level and you're moving on to the next one, throw all your research past this vehicle, because once this right here becomes a thing, you'll have to research and buy this vehicle to get this vehicle. There's a lot of these on here and they're listed mostly for ground vehicles. I haven't seen anything for airplanes where you're required to buy an airplane in order to gain access to the other airplane. At least not that I've seen so far. On the US tech tree, there are no requirements for you to have to pre-buy something. There is a squadron version of the M4A1, it's the AIM model. Comes with a really good looking camouflage. And it's got 583 with the KEW round. KEW, KEW. 583. Its helicopters have no requirements. Its aviation has no requirement implemented yet, meaning where you have to research and buy a plane in order to gain access to it. The F4J Phantom 2 is currently basically in charge of the F-14A series, everyone's favorite desired aircraft. It's right here. And it came with the Pratt & Whitney TF30 P412A, which is a turboshaft engine. And it comes with an assortment of bombs with 500 pounders by 14, 250 by 14, 1000 by 4, 2000 by 4. Essentially giving you, well, 8,000 kilograms of explosive mass, and you get some Zuni rockets by 16. You get the AIM-9G Sidewinders, max speed, match 2.5, match 2.5, AIM-9D, AIM-9H, 2.5, 18G overload, 18, 18. This one has a maximum G overload, the AIM-7E of 25, and it is a SAR, which means you'll need to probably keep the person you're shooting this at in range, or particularly in the optic. So you have to keep them in the scope probably with that one. So it's long range air to air, the AIM 7 model. As soon as the internet starts responding, I might actually be able to freaking do what I need to do. This is going to be a heart attack, isn't it? Yep. I guess the internet broke. There were also some aerial vehicles applied. If you're interested in buying the Chinese helicopter pack, it has the most air-to-air missile capability that I've ever seen on a helicopter. Especially for a premium vehicle, that thing has the most amount of BS I've ever seen splotched onto a vehicle. I'm not gonna lie. Here, go ahead and take a look at this. It's a premium helicopter. It's probably gonna be like 60 bucks or something, or $55. This is a preview. Self-fueling tank, an aero engine, factory WZ8, whatever you want to call it. It comes with its Type 91 heat rockets, Blue Arrow 9 times 4, and it's just like, I'm not gonna lie, like the TY Type 90 air-to-airs, this thing comes loaded with it, and then you can also get the ATGMs, which is the Blue Arrows. The SAD machine guns of 12.7 probably won't defend you from a modernized jet fighter too well. But those air-to-air, you get a total of 8, so you're pretty much in total dominance of the sky as long as you know what you're doing. It's like total aerial dominance and air superiority. I don't know if that's supposed to be a hawk or an eagle painted on the back of this thing. But the Z-19E was just an experimental helicopter from what I remember. And on the Chinese tech tree, you get the F-5A. One of many things some of you may have already known. Napalm, 401 kilogram explosive mass, 358.3. Doesn't damage any armored vehicles. AGM 65Bs, which aren't that bad. Other than that, that's pretty much about it for that whole ordeal. Time to go back in the air. I'm going to finish up, I guess, like doing that, and I'm going to keep the P-51 Hispano cannon set up. Because generally I like it, because 20 millimeters versus its 12.7 millimeter counterpart, which I'm not gonna lie is pretty garbo. It's pretty poopy. It's pretty poopy. I'm not gonna lie, the 12.7 counterpart is pretty garbo. That must have really sucked to just be this guy in the front. Oh no, yeah, that is, yeah, I'm not mistaken. He gets in right there with that little red thing you see right there, that tab. That's the door he uses to get in. Man, it sucked to be that guy. The nose gunner. Because even if you wanted to turn around and get out of your seat to get medical attention, you couldn't. You just sit there and then just bleed out inside of the front. Like that blew. Everybody else had access to a first aid kit, but if you lost both your arms and needed medical attention desperately, you'd bleed out to death in the freaking front nose cockpit of that plane. And the worst part is, if everybody behind you is dead, it's going to be hard to get out. Because you got a really slim chance of avoiding the propeller and the wing if the plane's falling out of the air. Unless you feel like using the top of the plane as a piggyback function to bounce off the rear glass. Then I guess it would benefit you. This looks so rough. I wonder if the interior's changed a bit. Well, it did. There's a low-res freaking reticle for shooting right there. Hello, Mr. Pilot. You can see the little combustion going out the side of it. You can see that guy's butt. Whoa there, SpongeBob. You're gonna crash into me. I can't afford it. Yeah, he's going after that poor guy. Poor guy. He didn't stand a chance. And I'm not going to be playing Highway to the Danger Zone. Or what is it, Danger Zone? As much as I do like that song, it was more or less not a movie factor for me as to why I like that song. So,
The enemy's getting closer to
yeah.
victory.
Top Gun didn't play a role in me liking Danger Zone. Although I've seen the movie Top Gun, it wasn't a major factor that caused me to like the song Danger Zone. I kind of just stumbled onto Kenny Loggins when I was a child. And I stumbled onto it when I went digging around through my parents' music.
Attack the enemy! Destroy the target.
Yeah, that got a little dicey, even for me. Oh, okay, I thought that person was the one who was on my side. What was it? I thought the I-185 was the one that got destroyed, and I was like, wait, was that an I-185? Nope. Turns out it's a Japanese fighter plane. Yeah, I know, game. I gotta turn around, but fortunately for me, I kept flying away from the objective, which spared me ultimately an embarrassing boob moment.
Somebody attack him!
Well, P-38, I mean, that's all you. You're the high altitude interceptor, P-38, at least try to do that part. Didn't really get to bomb the target either, because I had to avoid being shot down. So, you know, the Danger Zone update, it's alright. But like I said before, I kind of stumbled on the Kenny Loggins by going through my parents' music. I also was pressing buttons in the radio when I was a kid, so, you know, that's kind of how I discovered the song Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. And then I saw it later during the Top Gun movie. It was alright. Some people say Top Gun is a masterpiece. I saw the most recent Top Gun, and yeah, I gotta be real honest.
The enemy is winning. We must counter attack.
Although the truth is that the chances of you scoring a kill in a fighter jet goes down to the pilot's experience. Although that may be true, in some cases it is not possible in real life. Even if you are the world's greatest fighter pilot, you can't pull a miracle off with an F-14 versus a bunch of Sukhoi 57s, which is their names that they've been reanimated. What was it, reiterated names? I think it is a reiterated name. They were called the T-50 originally, Pack Fighter, and they were renamed to Sukhoi 57 since the whole planet knew about them. They were 5th or I think 6th generation stealth fighters. Anyways, the realism between that and a stealth fighter and a actual fighter jet based on function is just unrealistic. That 14 can take on a bunch of
Launching an attack.
Russian fighter jets and take them out. It could be an ace and whatever. It wouldn't matter. Your vehicle would be outmaneuvered, outgunned, and in general terms of speaking, really outdone in speed. Especially if you're running on old school avionics. And the realism and I understand it's a movie, but it's just the lack of realism is also what led down that path as to why I was just like, wow. I don't think anybody that was doing any research on that generalized aircraft had realized that you can extend a vehicle's, shelf life by improving its avionics and response times, but it comes at a cost, and it's usually mobility. If you lose way too much mobility, you'll lose a lot of speed.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
I see you, Mario. Yeah, come on. Peach wants you to do it to her like it's prom night. I don't think that guy even realized that I even noticed that he was there. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been swerving like that. At this point, I'm just screwing around with him.
Need cover.
Pull out landing flaps to pull a high G turn. By the way, if anybody notices anything or may be thinking of something a little out of the ordinary, yes, YouTube is slightly broken right now, so I cannot tell who's actually there in chat. You are practically invisible.
We suffered a defeat. Head back to base.
Ew. Yeah, I knew he was going to try to come back around for that. Nice try, gefilte fish. But you ain't getting your opportunity or your mitts on me. And now that I got that, I add a little bit of the structural integrity upgrade. I make it a little easier to fly and gain my speed. It's taking a little longer to do whatever. So it's 5% structural strength. Literally no bomb upgrades past what I already have, which would be very useful. But I really need to focus on mobility when it comes to this plane. More than I need to be focusing on the explosive payload I'm carrying. If I can travel fast enough, I can outrun most of my freaking initial pursuers. Ow. Cramp. Gonna get the highway to the Oreo zone. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, man. Highway to the Oreo zone. You want to go to the Oreo zone? Oh, great. My city's thinking about installing a more ridiculously overdone monorail system. But wait, there's more. There really isn't. They just want to put a monorail system so that way they can go ahead and have something that will travel to and from, blah, 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 in and out of town. And then the city's going to expect the people who live in it to pay for their thing when the city itself has, and I'm going to quote unquote say this, in the city and state that I live in, the city has a budget that has been saved or scrimped up together of more than 2.9 billion US dollars. And in such, it should be spending that budget that it has available to improve the city instead of taxing the people even more to pay for the project itself. There's a reason why it's called the city council budget, and it's around the $1 billion price line. But it seems the city council would rather embezzle the money than to actually put the money into the city like it should.
I agree.
So like I said, if you're a vigilante or somebody that, you know, may not be of the happiest things or under the greatest circumstances of the United States, I urge you to get rid of the corruption in my city. Please, you'll be doing my city a favor by getting rid of them. Because, you know, I get tired of fat politicians or fat cats trying to rob the public. And even robbing me of my personalized wages. And that ain't doing me no good. However, they did bump up minimum wage to $22 an hour, so...
Attack the C point.
I mean, there's also really no complaint there either. You know, I don't think this guy noticed, but by the time that those things hit the floor,
Yes!
those vehicles would have already have moved out a long time ago.
Defend the B point!
Look, homie, you're on your own with defending the B point.
The enemy has captured the airfield.
Watch.
We've got to
There's
regain
nobody there. If
control
I
of it
turn around,
immediately.
they're all behind me. So I'm going to need to think a little more ahead of time on Hooked on Phonics Monkey. But, you know, me and him had the same idea, but we released our bombs way too early or too late. Yeah, the new update is definitely out, Anxiety. It's only 6 gigabytes, which essentially isn't even that large of a file. I will tell you this though, before the 28th, if you have to do any research for certain vehicles, depending on what tech tree you decide to specialize in, if you have any specified research you want to do to get past a certain vehicle so you don't have to research the new vehicles, you have till the 28th of this month to research said vehicles. So if the tech tree you're working on has a new vehicle in its path, like from the new update, if any new vehicles have emerged from it, then yes, you'll need to research the vehicle before it, but you can still skip the vehicle that's in between. So, you know, you'll be able to skip the whole, I have to research this vehicle in order to have access to this vehicle sort of situation. You'll be skipping all the ridiculous portions of the research section.
Excellent.
You know, just like a free heads up. So until the 28th, you'll be able to research the vehicles like if they never existed on the tech tree, and you can skip all the new vehicles and go straight to the vehicle past them. But once the 28th comes around, you'll have to research the new ZUT or the ZUT 23 in order to gain access to the ZUT 57 times 2. So if you're researching Russian tech tree, the Russian tech tree, you're definitely going to have to research. After the 28th, you'll be forced to research the ZUT 23, which is the small amphibious air-to-air vehicle, or anti-air vehicle.
Defend the C point.
you're definitely going to have to research it if you want to gain access to any of the further up the tree set up Russian SPAAs. So you'll have to research that amphibious vehicle. And since it's an amphibious SPAA, it does have its tactical advantage of being able to go in the water compared to other SPAA models of the Russian tech tree, which can't survive even an 8-foot water swim.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We can't let them keep it.
Well, Anxiety, in perspective, if you want to research the vehicle, research it. There's also a, what was it called? There's a Squadron M1A1 vehicle available for research as well. So if you're interested in the Squadron M1A1, it's there. All you gotta do is just research squadron points and then get all 520,000 squadron points and research and squadron research, and you'll have your premium version of your M1A1.
Attack the C point.
Like, no lie, you'll have access to it. You'll have 583 millimeters of armor penetration. Once you get the final round installed or unlocked for the vehicle itself, you'll have quite a bit of a expanse of armament available in that vehicle, along with a aerial vehicle detecting heat round. So you can fire this heat round to give you 350 millimeters of armor pen, using it as a standardized heat round, but you could also point that heat round at a aerial vehicle and blow it out of the air. And it'll act like timed high explosive fuse, but it's more or less using a sensor on it. So, in perspective, it works all rounder. So it's pretty much a pretty useful tactical heat round. And then you have the regular 480 heat round, and then you have the 583 millimeter, and they call it the KEW round, the KEW round, at 583 millimeters of pen of APF SDS firepower. From the, and I call it the premium side of the tech tree, but it's actually squadron research. M1A1 AIM model. It's also got a nice paint job, so if you're interested in it, I'd start focusing some points into that thing, because yeah, you're going to definitely be a top-notch sniper with that amount of armor penetration once you finally get the round unlocked.
Attack the A point.
I spent a pretty good portion of the morning doing a little bit of Russian tech tree grinding,
Attack the C point.
like around 4 in the morning and stuff like that, before the update was initialized. The update was initialized right around at 5 a.m., which was when I was no longer able to actually jump into any more rounds in the game, because, well, it said it was implementing the Danger Zone update, so I decided to play Gmod after that. Not gonna lie, I still play Gmod. So I decided to play Gmod after that until War Thunder was working again. Then I figured, hey, I should cover the update. I'm pretty sure hundreds of other people that are way more popular are covering the update, but I figured I should cover the update because I had nothing better to do. And because I was going to be grinding War Thunder anyway, so, you know, should get it out of the way.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We need to regain control of it immediately.
Come on, let's see if you didn't notice. It's like the engine died. Ah, mayday, mayday, mayday. Present.
Attack the B point.
Man, that was a hellstorm of bullets. That was definitely a hellstorm of bullets, man. Oh, it's like my whole team is dead. Oh, well, we got the Ag 9K. Yeah, he's finna milk it. There are no aerial restrictions that I know of for aerial aircraft. There's a premium Chinese helicopter. It's the Z-19E model. It might be worth researching, not researching, but it might be worth buying since you get a total of 8 anti-aircraft air-to-air missiles for it.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
I'm surprised I can still shoot. Normally whenever the freaking wings get knocked off, I can't shoot at all. By the way, don't blame me if I don't respond to your comments anytime sooner. It's probably likely because there's some kind of lag between the server and chat that's connected in general. So, if you want your questions answered, you're kind of better off coming into contact with me through Discord or maybe a Discord phone call, Anxiety. Or you could try contacting me through the Steam system for a type of conference-like setup. But if you want a good look at what's going on, this is what's going on. F-14A requires you to get the F-8E Crusader and the F-4J model. So if you want the F-14, that's basically about it. In the Army tech tree for the United States, there are no research restrictions that won't be implemented on the 28th, so 540,000 squadron research, 1,060,000, 300,000 for crew training costs. Under aviation, you know the only thing that's news for that is the F-14. A new ship called the Gearing. If you want to get to the Northampton, you can skip it. There's a restriction on that, so on the 28th, the Northampton will not be researchable until you purchase the Gearing. The Douglas is a premium available for purchase immediately for GE. On the German tech tree, there are no tank restrictions. There is the Leopard 2A4 Panzer Battalion 123, and it comes with free camouflage on it, so it gives you better camouflage functions. It's a new vehicle available for purchase for real money. No Golden Eagles. There is no research restrictions in order to get into the next part of the tech tree or to buy a certain vehicle. No research restrictions that will be implemented on the 28th for that. No aerial research restrictions. Oh wait, it's right here. The Liam 5P, which is essentially an upgraded MiG-17. This MiG-17 comes with an afterburner. So this one right here comes with an afterburner and a radar, but it has no air-to-air missiles. But it will give you the tactical advantage of being able to see targets that are not presently visible if you have terrible, vision sight. Then the MiG-19S will be available for research, but you have till the 28th to buy the MiG-15 to get to the MiG-19. You will not have to buy this. Read this, and I'll read it for you. The new Liam 5P vehicle is not required to research to purchase the next following vehicle. Future content is shown between them. After June 18, 2022, the connection becomes permanent and the Liam 5P, not the MiG-15, will be required to be researched and purchased in order to gain access for research and purchasing of the MiG-19S. An aerial restriction for the German tech tree, no coastal or blue water fleet restrictions on the German tech tree. For USSR, the implementation has not been made yet, so the BTR-ZD is not required for research to get to the ZSU 57-2. So you can completely skip this vehicle and go on to the big boy before the 28th. However, this little SPAA is waterproof and it does float in water. I actually tested that earlier in a test drive. I think I did it in a live stream or off camera. I can't remember, but it does float in water. The SU-17-4M comes with napalm. It's got a napalm setup and quite a few advantageous functions for ATGMs. This one also received napalm in its recent update. I don't think the PFM has any napalm capabilities. They didn't update any of that. MiG-15S, 2 napalm canisters, 500 pounds or 500 kilogram napalm. This one has 360 kilogram napalm. So the BKL may also have napalm. Yep, 7 BKL. And the standard B7 model BLA15. Just that. LA200. It's regular armament. SU9. No napalm, but definitely still carries its regular bombs. MiG-19 PT. No upgrades. MiG-17. No upgrades. Still have a MiG-15, but I need to get the 17 underway. But I also need to get the Sukhoi 9 underway. Everything else is pretty normal. I believe the available loadout for this has also been changed with napalm. So the MiG-27M and K will have the napalm. The SMT has napalm. This model also has napalm. So scratch that out, I guess. So as long as on the upgrade it says, what is it, ZB 500 or 250 or 360, that's a napalm. Under the Blue Water Fleet, no restrictions. Coastal Fleet, no future restricted implementations. Under the Great Britain, the British Tech Tree, you don't need to buy the G6 in order to gain access to the Eland Mark 7, which the G6 comes with its M1 round at 63, G6 smoke, and its variable timed fuse of 63. 19.4 seconds with a 155mm gun. It's a wheeled, basically a wheeled anti-personnel artillery, but it's actually a more capable anti-personnel artillery. It's capable of aiming its gun pretty high in the air. If I'm not mistaken, it's pretty good in the real world. Then you also have the Challenger DS pack. Well, with 410 being its max and 396 being its lowest, hash round at 152. For armor pen, that's about it. If you want to skip the G6, you can go straight to the Eland Mark 7 and the Ratel 20 and just go past all that. You don't need to buy the G6 before the 28. Same thing. The Japanese tech tree, in order to gain access to this, you have to have the NATO, but before the M36 B2 SDF model, also known as Self-Defense Force. This particular M36 comes with armor plating of 6.5 on the top. Its ammunition is the M348. It's a Heat 305, 291, 287, 185, 175, 13, and smoke shell. And this is a 90mm M3A1 cannon. And it's literally just an M10 GMC on steroids, so it's not required to be purchased or researched to gain access to the Type 75 in the Japanese tech tree. Over here at the Chinese tech tree, there are no tank research restrictions that will be implemented anytime soon. The ZTZ-96A model is researchable, nothing's restricting access to it. This right here, there's a restriction for research. You'll have to get the Lancia 3 row, but this might be a vehicle you want to research because early on, hash round. So yeah, this little guy is going to give you access to some hash ammunition and a maximum heat round of 110. Comes with 27mm high explosive. They also put the L640 31 RGT. This is a premium side tank. And then the VBC P2, which is basically the wheeled version of the Dardo, but without ATGMs. So if you're already here at rank 4, or this is 5, at rank 5 and you want to skip having to research this vehicle, you don't have to research it. You can go straight to the Dardo and skip this vehicle altogether and get a better vehicle. And essentially the Dardo is a better vehicle. So there's no, research restriction there until the 28th. Once the 28th comes around, the research restriction is implemented. Mephisto is available for research right away, no restriction. Helicopters are there, aviation, no restrictions. The Milan pack and the Mirage F1 CT. If you go back to the Italian tech tree, helicopters are the same. Aviation hadn't really changed much except for this one, which is available for purchase for Golden Eagles. Its Blue Water fleet was updated, and its coastal fleet is the same. There's just been a shuffle in where certain vehicles were at, I guess, or than their BR rating may have changed. Under the Swedish tech tree, the PKV-3, which is the PKV-2's earlier designed relative. This is a 57mm, and this one's featured in 75. You can skip it if you want to, if you're at low tier Sweden, and you can go straight into rank 3. You don't have to get the smaller version of this gun. You really don't have to research it at all. And that'll probably be the only restriction for this tech tree that'll be coming in. The helicopters are the same. Under aviation, nothing has really changed, except for some vehicles may now have napalm. I'm not entirely sure about that. I didn't really look too far into it. They've rearranged the entirety of the tech tree with Israel, so the Terran 4S is no longer in rank V IV, so you now have to get the AML, the shot, and all that. You also have to research the Terran 4 when the 4S was there first, so now you have to research a heap of garbage, which is essentially just the standard T-54 and the shittier model version of it. And then, in order to get its slightly upgraded, shittier model version of it, at the 105 comes right after that, which is already implemented. But they made this as a not researchable vehicle, so you don't have to research the 4S in order to gain access to the Shot Khalif, the Shot Kal Alif. So, in perspective, you can completely skip the 4S model. In fact, these two vehicles should be put back down to 7.3 because that's kind of where they belong. Because they will not survive any future up-tiering. The Magok 6, the Magok 6A, it's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty terrible. The Magok or Makerva Mark 3B, you don't have to research that vehicle to get to the Mark 4 anymore. So you can just still continue to research on the Mark 4. Shot Cow Dalet. This one looks really weird. Oh, that's because it is weird. It's got two mini-me's from what it looks like. Yeah, the mags. It's got two FN mags listed on there, so it's a little weird. Other than that, that's about it. A new helicopter that's available, the MD 500 TOW, also known as the AH-6 Little Bird, which its real name is the MD 500. This Little Bird helicopter comes with only 19, and I'm going to say it straight up, it only comes with 19 Hydra 70, well 14 Hydra 70 rockets. But because of its relatively small size and being the size of a Honda Civic, essentially this car is going to, like this plane itself or helicopter is going to be able to fit in very tight spaces. You also get access to a total of 4 TOW 2 missiles, TOW 1s, and the ITOW model missiles, along with the improved TOW missiles, the BMG or whatever you call it, BGM 71C models. Then you have its adorably small payload of the Hydra 70s. So, in perspective, this is mostly a utility helicopter, but this one's going to earn you it's likely going to earn you the most amount of silver lions you're ever going to earn in your entire career because of its relatively small size. This flying acorn will probably offer you the most advantageous function in the game. so you may see this vehicle flying around more than anything else. The AH-1Q model, which comes right after the AH-1G model. The Q model gets access to tow missiles. So you get a setup of tow C models and a total of 8 being the max for the Q model. The F model, you gain access to the usual tow 2 models and C models. Then you have the pre-AH-64A P10. Not really much changes. You still have the Hellfire, and you also have the Stinger rockets. So you got your Stinger missiles, and then you got your premium P10, which is going to probably earn you a lot more. And you get your Stinger with your Hydras and your tow tubes, or your BGM, Hellfire rockets. Then you got the DI model, which is the improved version of it. And you get a little bit of everything that you get basically on the standardized package of buying the premium P10. So it's like everything from the premium P10, but with a few upgrades and implemented infrared sensor systems to protect your helicopter. In perspective, that'll be about it. For anyone who else is wondering if they would have to make any future sacrifices, the answer is probably going to be no. You probably won't have to make any major sacrifices on some of these tech trees as long as you get the stuff researched before the 28th of this month. So, in perspective, consider yourself lucky that you don't have to buy the new vehicles they threw in the game in order to gain access to the vehicle you were aiming for before. So essentially, you do get to skip all the BS. That's basically what I'm getting at. You have to skip the line. Gotta drink some water. My head is pounding. I completely forgot to breathe that entire time I was talking.
The enemy has captured
Holy
the airfield.
crap.
We can't let them keep it. The airfield is ours.
Man, dude, my freaking head is pounding. I really gotta keep breathing whenever I freaking do that. Feels like my head is like letting off this somewhat sigh of chilling factor of relief. Anyways, if I get shot down, I'm gonna disappear for a minute to refill my glass with water from my refrigerator.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We need to regain control of it immediately.
Take him down!
Oh, don't worry. There's not really any problems with the essential game itself. You can still skip the research on vehicles you don't want to have to research to gain access to what you really want to gain access to. Oh, come on, dude. The game lagged and dropped the whole load all on one spot. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'm gonna go get my water.
Now we need to hold it.
Honest to God, I don't give a rat's ass that happened.
Attack the B point!
Alright. I'm back. Alright, let's get into the thick of it.
We're winning.
Looks like my team is off to an amazing start. You guys defended absolutely none of the objectives. Kinda makes me wonder where you store your brain cells, guys.
Attack the B point.
Well, somebody did it. Kudos to them.
We cannot let the enemy get it back. Attack the D point.
There's no D point. I kind of hope that they remove the D point from non-D point related battles.
The enemy has captured the airfield. We need to act and fast.
Take him down.
I could just get rid of Squidward. Ow, my sides are killing me. Depending on what breakfast you eat in the morning might actually be the reason why my sides are hurting. Actually, that may be entirely why my sides hurt. I might have eaten a shitty breakfast. Or it could be that my breakfast was a little too acidic and it's starting to affect my kidneys. I should probably lay off orange juice then. I might turn into an orange for all I know. And then I'm gonna get my own shitty sitcom. Although I didn't really need to reload, I still reloaded anyways. I'd rather have full stock than to run the opportunity of running out of ammunition in the middle of a shooting fight. Or a firefight in general. Oh shit, they're gonna be saying this forever. Mo guns! And be like, Mo, stop, you're shooting me. Oh man. Definitely freaking show that as a skit. Well, looks like I'm being pursued by some A6 models. One above and one below. Which one am I gonna dance with? Oh, well I guess I'm gonna have to dance with that one. Because he's going for the objective.
Commencing attack.
Roger that. We're winning.
Nice.
Awesome.
Better reload. Better spray and pray. Gonna make it pretty close to 2,000 meters. Pretty close. So every time when somebody thinks nobody's watching is when they go for it. That's probably why they die a lot. B-25 Mitchell. Well, that guy's going for the cheap kill. At least the Mitchell took him out. You know, it's always the Japanese planes always attacking the bombers head on. I understand you got your, you know, your 13.5 millimeters or whatever, your 13 millimeters and your 20 millimeters of 37s in the front. Doesn't always guarantee that you're going to be able to take out a fat plane like that, especially if it's got an experienced pilot. but it's most of the times you will. As long as you know how to aim your guns, you'll be good. If your opponent's 2 kilometers away, you'll need to aim about a 1/4 inch above where you see their plane flying. Guarantee you'll run into some good luck. You'll likely take out the pilot. So I got way too many people on my tail here. Thanks guys for coming in all late. Fucking convincingly helpful. Come on, jump into battle, dude. Asswipe. Probably just about out of it. No, I got 9 more battles left. Well, once I run out of research tokens on that booster, that'll probably be the end of the stream. But at least on the upside, you got to see me play a little bit of this update. If you're still watching Anxiety, try grinding the update before it gets locked into place if you want to skip the new vehicles. Which, in most cases, I do recommend you skip the new vehicles to get the older vehicles with better armament. It'll probably spare you the 19 boobless minutes you're going to spend being blown up, and then probably dropping the new vehicle, calling it trash. Which I wouldn't blame you if you did call the vehicle trash, because they kind of look like trash. I understand wheels are better than tracks on some occasions, but they ain't better than tracks on many occasions. This tank tracks offer better grip, but they do not offer that whip it, snap to it realism on having instant turning capability. So, you know, there's that. Okay, I got a PEA F4U, or is that a BF109? And an SPD3, and it's a Dauntless coming up in front of me. My 12, and I got an F4U Corsair down below on my 12. The J21A rear prop, probably a twin counter-rotational blade prop version of it. C is still not captured and left uncontested. And if I think smart enough, I can take out this 109 before it takes me out. I'm not an idiot, I'm not going to die because there's another 109 down below on the P51, 47, and the Key 61. Really below me. I'd be a moron if I tried to take out that kind of vehicle at my altitude. Especially with my turning radius being that of a snail, trying to make a left turn. Yeah, hold on there, Gecko.
Destroy enemy troops.
I'm gonna try to run off the fuel. Oh, come on, bro. You're gonna go for that cheap-ass crap. Okay, it's time to be a dick. Don't want to be a dick, but I know I can with this plane. I could also be a colossal boner with the P36G model. did pretty good with completely annihilating 15 people. It's literally in my shorts. Like, on my channel I got a shorts, and there's literally an entire segment dedicated to me just taking out people with the P36G and getting 15 kills in total, I think. I think it's 15. And several kill assists was made, I think 16. I can't remember how many people I shot down, but it was like AIDS. Was it AIDS? No, it was like me throwing up all over the general public. You know, go to a 7-Eleven, I order a pizza and drink 2 Slurpees, eat a bunch of Skittles, mix in a freaking Hershey's chocolate bar, then eat a pizza with some hot wings from 7-Eleven. And then scarf it all down after that with 2 Slurpees. And then, you know, scarf down a Coca-Cola, and then right after that a Mountain Dew and a Sprite. Essentially, that would basically be the whole ordeal on how bad it was. It was like eating all that and then throwing it up seconds after you drank and ate all that food rapidly.
Our victory is certain.
Yeah.
We captured the airfield. Now we've got to hold it.
By the way, I like this airplane probably the most out of all of them, because this plane essentially has 10 guns on board, classifying it practically as a one-man assault crew. As long as you know what you're doing with this airplane, you can implement its speed and mobility to your advantage. And with 10 machine guns at your disposal, it's like literally, what was it called? It kind of reminds me of that skit I saw on the internet where Barney takes a dump. It has them making hilarious looking faces. I forgot the name of the video essentially, but it's like a YouTube video that came out a few years ago. I forgot who made it, and I'm not sure it was Meat Canyon. It might have been one of their editors who made it, because Meat Canyon also has editors and people who help them edit content for videos.
Defend the sea point.
Yeah, this little bastard was too insecure about his life, so he had to come over there and try to do that. But yeah, overall, somewhat satisfying. Not too satisfying. I forgot what the name of that video was, but I can find it in my history or whatever. I do have a Discord channel. I do have a Twitter? Yeah, Twitter. I get Twitter and Twitch confused because they're both essentially the same thing.
A little more effort, and victory will be ours.
Life is Strange, and not the game, because the game Life is Strange is pretty boring, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of annoyed by it. People used to tell me so many good things about the game. They were like, oh, it's a must play, and I said, if I wanted to play a game about 2 people who are clearly having issues with their entirety of their existence of their life, yeah, I don't care. Like, if that girl is supposed to be a kawaii octopus, I don't care. Come on, dude, you're gonna stall my plane on that turn just so that loser in the F4 you can get a free kill.
We need to act and
Swear to God. The thing literally stalled that full turn right there. Well, time to be an asshole. I'm gonna get the dumbest plane I had in my arsenal, which really shouldn't be in my arsenal considering how many times this plane has taken abuse in the past. Out of all my airplanes, this airplane has taken so much gunfire that the whole thing was literally almost blacked out in a fight, and I was still shooting down people while the engine was failing. was funny because I remember the last thing I did with it was land on the airfield and lose both my landing gear.
Just keep it up, and victory will be
At low
ours.
tier, this thing is a monster. This plane. See how it heads up with these guys head to head. This is probably 5.0 plus. Since I'm seeing a lot of BF10 dongles. Call it dongle savage. And I'm definitely about to spank that P-51. Ah. Yeah, I bet that's enjoyable to see that last minute. Oh look, the US Air Force roundel. Yeah, I want to go apply that to my Russian tanks. Hold on. See if I can cram that roundel on here for ironic purposes. Got my no-gluts on that one already. I got one no-glut on this one and the bear on the back. I got one no-glut there and one in the rear. Alright, well one of you no-gluts is going to have to go. Is it this one? Yeah, it is this one. And these are logo types. Let's see. Can't put no US tank stuff on here. Where's the roundel? It won't let me do it. Cheap bastard. I don't want that one. Let's see what it is. Oh, it's a US Air Force roundel. 1919. Yeah, it's not going to let me do it. Ah, oh well. I guess you two no-gluts can sit there then. Alright, let's go back to the United States. By the way, I'm not grinding for the F-14. In fact, I'm probably not going to grind for any of the new vehicles because it's just going to slow down the research to top tier. My whole essential goal in playing this game entirely is just to get to top tier. With the majority of trees that I've been working with, it's just top tier only. I don't care about what's in between. I also tried working on a German air tree recently. I got bored, so I started doing, realistic battles of Germany. They take essentially longer to win, but you can make about maybe 2,000 or 3,000 research off of that. So, P-51 Mustang, which essentially has the A36 body. P-36G, one of many friends. 380A, 320A, 418. 18! Yeah, if I was a bald guy with 6 spots on my head, like a freaking ball hit me on the head or something like that, and left some markings on my forehead, I'd definitely be krillin'. Yes, everybody wants to be cringeling. Total cringe interessante. Cringeland. Yes, you've heard of gremlins. Well, you got kremlins. They're equivalents of, gremlins. They're just bald. out of my airspace. You bum. You bum rock. Essentially getting rid of those vehicles are going to do me a favor.
Need cover.
Well, it's like I almost lost the rear entirely. That guy had shitty aim. Not gonna lie though, this is definitely gonna be a little dicey landing again. Because I've had to do this once before and it was rough. Like it was a rough landing. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be a rough landing. Because once the swaying starts happening, it makes it really hard to land. The hell you doing? Definitely ain't here for a social call game. Land the plane and get it over with. Essentially, I got lucky right there with that entire ordeal.
Destroy the target. Repairing.
Got 20 seconds on the clock. I'll be lucky if any of the bombs that land nearby don't kill me. Yeah, I'm lucky I was far enough from that crap. That shit. 2, 1. I better step on the gas. Airfield's no longer any safe. How the hell am I taking off from the wrong side of the airfield? Hey, what the hell happened, dude? My plane didn't get repaired.
Cover the base.
Well, that's an in-game bug, and my plane didn't repair on the airfield.
Somebody attack him.
Essentially, my plane didn't repair, so there's no way I can get anything done. Apparently the A-36 is being a baller hero.
is winning. We must counterattack.
Yeah, I know the enemy's winning, you brain-dead NPC. But there ain't shit I can do, and my plane didn't get repaired, so it's clearly a bug in the game. Essentially, I'm not gonna make it. I probably won't make this next bomb drop that's gonna come from that TBF. TBF drop bombs. Hopefully I can repair this thing, otherwise it's gonna be useless. Better repair the damn plane instead of acting like you did something and then it comes out that you didn't do shit at all.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
For mercy.
Well, that TBF must have really wanted to get that kill. That's probably why I went straight down.
Launching an attack.
I'm like 3.5 kilometers away from this dude. That A36 definitely is handling it pretty well versus that P51. Talk about baller moves from this guy.
We've lost. But next
He's
time,
facing a D
we'll
model.
win.
Oh, he's facing a C10, the Italian version. Which means it's got reduced machine guns. Oh well. He was holding his own against the P51. Alright, hurry up. Ever since the new game update, it's taken longer to purchase parts. Normally it's just, cha-ching! Thanks, buddy. And it's just, you know, out of there. But now it's just like, hold on, we need to make sure you're not hacktivating the purchasing of a product. And it's still going to say processing purchase. You know, I thought the new update would be entertaining or at least satisfying, but in perspective, not really. I'm not gonna lie, I'm rather disappointed. Like no lie, disappointed. If you wonder what I'm doing off camera and why I'm not saying anything, it's because I'm doing this. Okay, time to open some free boxes. What's inside of this box? Yay, a shovel. Boo, power. Boo, a rusty ass BB gun. Okay, some caps. Okay. I mean, they're easy to come by. Let's see what animal I have now. Like a 2 damage plus. Liko? Ooh. A Persian cat. Plus 29% happiness. And inside my Mr. Handy box. One free Mr. Handicap handy. Always a pleasure to serve you. Like I really want to. Yes, I know, Mr. Handy, you feel like a slave. Where the fuck is it anyways? Oh, here he is. He came out of the middle of nowheres. Deep within the reaches of the outskirts of the wastelands. Essentially, I'm putting him down here. Oh, yeah, that's right. I gotta put him in a room. Okay, well, I'm putting him in a room where it's less likely that he's gonna get annihilated. Yeah, just take the rusty laser rifle, kid, because you're gonna get annihilated. Jesus Christ. Essentially, I didn't lose anybody in my vault. Okay, I'll have to do a little bit of vault modding later. Ow! My lower back. That actually hurt. We got 7 more agonizing battles to go. Well, I could let a dummy out. Could be like a dummy. Hold on, I'm on a TikTok. Yeah, I don't have a TikTok account for anybody who's actually wondering. Do not have one. So if you're wondering, don't got one. Yeah, okay. Well, although I may have experience at working at a local Family Dollar, doesn't mean I can get my job back at working at a Family Dollar. Personally, I didn't really like working there, but I did like working there at the same time, simply because I was working with my hands. But unfortunately, I didn't like working there because the boss I had was super shady, and the area manager was also super shady, and also knew of the shady business that was going on there. In perspective, there was corruption when I was working there. There was a lot of people who were corrupt and a lot of people who had drug issues, but at least a man who had drug issues wanted to do whatever. And I did exactly what some of the people that were working there said because they didn't want nothing to do with certain things. Now that I think about it, I actually met his girlfriend again. Her name was Haley, but she looked a lot different. But she was prettier than normal. But it's probably because I hadn't seen her in years. Usually when women are taken by other men, they look ugly to me. So if you're a girl and you have a boyfriend, you definitely look ugly to me. And if you say you got a boyfriend and you're lying about it, you're not going to be looking ugly to me. I'm going to tell you that now. By the way, for anybody who's wondering, there are lots of women in life who have lied to me about having boyfriends. Back away. Or suffer the pointy wrath.
Launching an attack. Attack the enemy.
Take him down!
Hold on. I need to turn to the side a bit. Well, that was kind of a vomit festival. Better make my drop. And then fly back to headquarters.
Destroy the target!
Well, I have the speed advantage. I should probably go ahead and take off.
Attack the enemy.
Oh crap, the JU-87 needs help. Well, better turn back around. Ow, my kidney. It's like Mike Tyson taking my kidney for a punching bag and started punching it a whole bunch of times.
Mercy!
Seriously though, this probably got something to do with the fact that water doesn't process through my body pretty well. Probably got a little bit to do with my lactose intolerance as well to
Pressure
milk.
on. Victory is close.
So my body might be responding pretty late to drinking milk as of recently. Watch that SPAA unit get one shot off on me and it kills me.
Destroy the target.
Well, at least I got that. That's what you get, dude. You thought you were big shit, huh? Well, I'm surprised that the JU-87 lasted that long. Looks like they're gonna chase after the Henkel 111H. Let's call it the Henkel, the Henkel H model.
Destroy the target!
Bruh, premium pleb ITP. Premium pleb son. Premium pleb son. What are you doing?
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
Bruh. Bruh. Yeah. Bruh, 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 punk mother sucker. Looking at a bride. Don't worry, Punky Brewster. You'll get everything you need. I don't know why I remember that. I guess it's probably because I remember the Terminator saying, Catherine Brewster, come with me if you want to live. And I'm thinking Punky Brewster. Either that or it might have been a Kids TV show where a girl had a rainbow magical pet or something like that. It was in the closet all the time.
Destroy the target.
Ew, bro, should have invested. Should have invested in orange coin, bro. Might have had some bread. Would have been able to help you. Even with one piece of my vehicle missing, I will still complete my turn. Let's pull out the landing flaps. See how much abuse I told you this plane could take? I'm over here taking a whoop ass. Can of whoop ass, and I'm still over here winning. Like I said, I'm literally taking a can of whoop ass from these guys on an ugly scale, and I'm still flying. Oh man. I bet those guys wish they were actually that good. Again, P-36G for the win on that one right there. Like, I took nothing but riddled bullet and gunfire, and that thing didn't lose any of its turning capability. Still kept turning. It's gonna be 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's probably cut the stream short. Begin checking my applications. So right at 10 a.m. cut the stream short, check my application, figure things out. Unless I can cram in another 6 battles within that time period, but I doubt it. Results may vary. I might want to burn through what's remaining of the current initial amount of what I'm dealing with right now. Before I proceed forward with anything else. Where are you going, sweetie? I'm not done. Come back.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Yeah, I always gotta type that out. Someone brought out a YP-38, the earlier iteration of the P-38. We'll call it the P-38 Flint Chester Magnum. I didn't get to enjoy that. I guess because I didn't get to blow them up. But I really wanted to do it. Oh well. There wasn't enough time. Ow, my side. Jesus Christ, man. Whenever I drink water and whatever, it definitely feels like I'm drinking glass. For all I know, I could be drinking glass. Either that or I'm not getting enough blood flowing to the lower half of my body because of the way I'm sitting. Oh, that feels a lot better standing up. I can feel the blood actually moving in my legs now. It's probably because I was sitting down for so long. I'm more of a standing guy. Too bad I don't have one of those standing desks and a regular PC monitor. How many battles are left? 6? 6 battles left. Guess could port into Germany and finish up this vehicle's particular functions. And maybe do a little bit of upgrading on here. We'll finish up the P-51 20mm Hispano. And whatever's left is whatever's left. The B-25J-20 Mitchell doesn't need any upgrades on the mobility side. Literally though, with the abuse that aircraft can take, the P-36 definitely will probably still stay in my arsenal. Even at top tier based material. 291 max speed. Speed. I am speed. One winner. 64,000 losers.
Attack the C point.
Speed.
Attack the B point. Leading for
One winner.
landing.
64,000
Cover.
losers. Oh man.
Attack the D point.
By the way, a great bug out vehicle or airplane for you guys, if you had the money just laying around, would probably be a B-25. Probably be a great bug out vehicle because it would still turn over even after, you know, nuclear bombs would drop. So this would still be a still functioning aircraft. So if you have it stored in a hangar, don't let anybody from the military know if you have one of these babies because they'd still fly. Essentially giving you aerial capability versus many other aircraft which are not fitted for,
We captured the
you know,
airfield.
the aftermath of a nuclear apocalypse. In perspective, because the vehicle is mostly analog and had, I guess, really almost no electronic equipment on board. Got a fat chunk. Fuck out my damn way, fool.
Somebody, cover me.
Yeah, I know, I got too many Jagons behind me. Still, I got to take out one of those losers, so it worked out.
Our victory is
I
near.
got to bomb the crap out of 8 targets, damage several planes in this combat. So, yeah, it was pretty worth it. I pretty much took out every armored vehicle that was rolling around on the ground headed towards B. So, it doesn't matter if they had ground forces or whatever on the ground, it would never capture the B point. Pretty much annihilated them.
Attack the enemy!
Check out the UR. Takes priority over the IP.
Defend the B
And it took
point.
out the P-47. Must have did significant enough damage to remove them. Better be Thug 50.
We are losing.
You know what? I ain't really feeling too much like that today.
Attack the B
You're getting
point.
Otis Jenkins. Otis Jenkins, the leader of the lethal intersection.
The enemy has captured the
I have to go
airfield.
in this
We've
zone.
got to act fast. The airfield is ours. We must hold it. Cover me.
Alright, time to disengage. I'm not armed yet, but I'm running into the combat zone like a dummy. Okay, now rearmed.
Attack the B point. We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
Gotta get rid of the B-63. It was gonna be a problem. Because as long as the B-63 was flying slow, low and slow over there, it's going to keep baiting people in for the BF-109. So getting rid of the P-63 as low and slow game and removing them from play made it a little easier for them to do their job over there. Essentially, they need to grab Charlie.
Attack the C point.
We don't need to worry about Beta. Beta will come last.
Guide on me. Leading for landing.
I'm gonna guide on you, homie, and there's too many people over here. You need to squash the Yak 9s and then move forward to your position afterwards. P-61. P-40 up. Need to get rid of that. Shit. Come on, dude. You bastards aren't doing anything good inside the goddamn game. The team doing absolutely nothing of interest again.
We need to put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning. Attack the A point.
You want to grab the A point? Well, we already lost, you freaking dumbass. You still want to grab A? We already lost. Fine.
The airfield is ours.
People are just bleeding too much
We've got
energy.
to hold it.
that junk out of here. Shock 185 removed. USB-2C, about to remove him. There we go. There was that abuse. P-36 abuse. Oh man.
This time the enemy has proven stronger. Withdraw.
Man, that is funny. Don't get me wrong, those slow bombers do their job. The Dauntlesses, they do their job well. But when you're outclassed by a smaller aircraft like this, the Hawk, it's just funny. It's just funny. If you want a game that's kind of like, what was it called? It's called Aloft, but it's kind of like, I think, not Stranded Deep. I forgot what the name of it was. But it's got a storyline to it. I think it's called Raft. Aloft is essentially kind of like Raft, if I'm not mistaken. I need to look at it again. I hadn't seen a video in like over I think 2 weeks. Yeah, shut up. I don't care about your stupid ads, YouTube. They're irrelevant and unimportant. Because you never have anything good to say, so why even offer? Yeah, Aloft kind of is like Raft, except for you're on a floating island. Oh, okay, it's more essentially like 7 Days to Die, but without all the zombies. F8F and a Yak 9. Okay, I know this guy is clearly diving to head towards me. It's time to go up. Trip on that Warner emergency power and just keep going up. Level out. Oh, he's above me.
Destroy enemy troops.
Yeah, I have to watch that video later, but not right now. I'll have to have the combat flaps active so that I slowly increase in altitude over time. Hopefully it'll be enough to make sure that I can above the F8F's altitude. Probably gotta lay out the pork products too. Like the Jimmy Dean sausage and crap like that. Might be getting sick from eating it. There's a pretty good chance I might be getting sick from eating those Jimmy Dean sausages or something. Then the healthier alternative of Jimmy Dean, Jenny-O. Still the same damn thing, just tastes different. I'll tell you this much, companies will definitely cut corners if it means they can make a profit. That bastard's coming this way, isn't he? Yeah, he is. Well, time to make my way back to HQ. Gonna perform this steep dive. I'm performing a dive as well. I'm gonna perform this steep dive. I'm gonna make sure my exit momentum speed retains at a high speed that it is. And I'm gonna fly back to headquarters.
Returning to the base! Take him down!
Locked on target. Get out of here, pleb. Back off, plebo. Oh man, dude, you just freaking earned yourself a free ass whooping. With that amount of smoke coming out your ass, you ain't gonna make it anywhere safe. But I ain't finna let you get there either.
Bravo!
Finna nosedive on the airfield and freaking mop the floor at that fucker. Come on, man. I got a distance to cover. And I gotta make it to that Yak 9 over there. He's trying to run away to his airfield. I'm not gonna let it happen.
Launching an attack.
Yeah, I'm going after him. Gonna make sure I get there. Nice try. But I got different plans. My plans include smashing into this guy before he gets to the airfield. I'm gonna play bumper cars with him for a minute. Except for I'm the only one leaving happy. It's like I'm running out of time. I better dive the airfield now. After that cheap ass kill, dude.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Yeah, I'm definitely going into that airfield for that ass.
Destroy hostile troops.
I'm gonna let you keep flying that plane after you cheap shot killed me, you little fucker. I don't care about that A36G. That ain't nothing but a G thing, homie. I ain't losing nothing. I just had to make sure that you didn't get to leave the airfield happily. Like I'm gonna let you get a cheap shot off on another bomber. You ain't leaving the airfield for free. Not on this county. Eh? Out of my county. You ain't getting away with that. Mm-mm-mm. Alright, let's grab the last one. The research for the last bombs, and after that, just do whatever. I think my family's leaving today, or something like that. That'll just leave me and my guns. It's probably gonna suck to be the home invader who decides to break into the house when they think no one's home. It's gonna suck to be them. Nevertheless, I don't look forward to actually squeezing the trigger or doing something like that to somebody, but unfortunately, you know, in the event of a home invasion, I already mentally prepared myself in the event that I would not, I'd rather not die. I got other boring things to do with my life. So, you know. Right in the kneecap. Well, have fun. You gotta catch up to them first. And assuming they didn't give the F-14s the Top Gun treatment, you'll be able to survive them. And there'll be another nerfed aircraft, or they might buff them up. They do have an unfair advantage, and I guess you could say it would be kind of like semi-active radar long-range missiles. Might be an advantage you may have to deal with, which is having somebody fire a missile facing towards you from the front and being able to snipe you from probably the other side of the map. So you might have to deal with that unfair advantage. Good luck if you plan to fight them. I don't really care about the F-14s, and I'm just grinding the American tech tree up to a certain point. But today it's just going to be until the booster runs out. Ooh, light cruiser, light cruiser, light cruiser. I'm not going to lie, those light cruisers look delicious right now. Alright, we're going to do Operation Bomb the crap out of the cruisers. Consequences. You have the 23Ms or you have the 23 air-to-air dogfighter version? Do you have the M or the Ks? Because with the MiG-23Ks and stuff like that, and the M fighter bomber version, you're going to have a pretty fun time taking care of those F-14s. Not to mention your firepower superiority versus the M163 or the M61A1 20mm variation cannon version that you'll be dealing with. Yeah, you're gonna have fun. Good luck in all your endeavors of playing War Thunder. I'm only playing War Thunder because I want to play a little bit of low tier America and grind a little bit in the boosters and stuff like that. I would do squadron-based material or squad up with people, but I'm more of a lone flyer than a squadron player. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really am more of a lone flyer. I don't know why, but it's been like that. You know, I do my own thing, they do their own thing. My teamwork is a bit rusty. Now, when it comes to Call of Duty or Battlefield and stuff like that, it's not. But in War Thunder, my teamwork seems to be rather questionable. Somebody sent me another text. Probably the future employment. Not gonna lie though, when it comes to management and stuff like that, things are a little weird. Well, if you want to grind the French ground units, make sure that you grind whatever vehicle that may have the double line next to it before the 28th. So that way you don't have to buy that vehicle and you can just purchase the one right after it. It'll spare you several hundreds of thousands of silver lions of material and having to waste your time trying to buy something. Just letting you know that now. Basically spare you some boobless minutes of your life. So remember, if you see anything there, it's got a little exclamation point. You got to the 28th before the vehicles that were recently added become permanently added to the line. Once they've been permanently added to the line, it's pretty much over after that. You'll have to research and buy them to move up to the next vehicle. But for right now, they're still letting you research the vehicles you may have already poured research into up until the 28th. So if you haven't completed research for certain vehicles before the 28th, I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to have to research the vehicle before it in order to purchase it. So if you want to purchase the vehicle or finish the research and stuff like that, I suggest finishing it up. Got credit for the kill, that's all that matters. So I'm just letting you know now. Well, good luck with the DCA purchase. But if you're researching any tank destroyers or light armored vehicles, again, the update will slow down your progress on any tank destroyer, light armored vehicles, or any kind of M3 or M3 Bradley-like vehicles that fire, 25mm guns and stuff like that. That will impair your ability to research them. So if you're researching for the Dardo and stuff like that, you want to get the Dardo first. Don't research the new vehicle. Just throw your research into the Dardo and try to pass that up.
Launching an attack.
So again, if you're researching the Dardo, you want to buy the Dardo before it becomes implemented where you have to buy the other one first. Because the other one is essentially a wheeled version of the Dardo, and it's probably not going to be as good. And since it's lacking anti-tank guided missile platform material, and it's very likely you're going to get up-tiered to like 8.0 or 8.3, you're going to get annihilated in that wheeled pile of garbo. Although it has fast mobility on surface streets only, it's not going to be very useful if you're not on a surface street and there's mud everywhere, because the Dardo works well on surface streets and it works very well on, mudded grass surface materials. So you'll have all-terrain functions by buying Dardo and grabbing that first instead of the newly added one that is just before the Dardo. So again, I'm just letting you know about the Italian, French tech trees and stuff like that, any recently new added vehicles. If there's anything in the way, just skip it all. So the only thing I can say is skip some of the new vehicles they added recently, because they might not be worth it. Now if you're playing low tier, I think it's Italy, low tier Italy, they get access to Hesh at 1.7. So, I'm gonna play a little bit of Italy in a little bit. I want to get that Hesh round at 1.7. I'm not fast enough. Oh, Master Emerald, why have you forsaken me? macro powers, and I'm not making it. I'm not going fast enough. If I could shoot off just his wing, I'll be fast enough. Well, looks like he spun himself out. What a dummy. Man, that dude really spun himself out. Oh, he's still trying to shoot, isn't he? I'm not interested no more. I mean, I'm already at 6,000 meters into the air, and I gotta focus on this guy over here.
The enemy is winning. We've got to counterattack.
Screw it. We'll focus on him. Because I know he's going to gain enough speed to straighten that out.
We've suffered a defeat. Everyone back to base.
They've done. Okay, how many battles do I got? I got 3 left. Alright. So, I'm sure you've seen it all. I don't have a squadron, so, you know, that's about it. There's no restriction on German ground forces, so if you're a total badass with Germany, and you want to buy a piece of German ingenuity, here's the premium German Leopard 2. This thing already comes with camouflage splattered all over it, so you'll have pretty good chances of camouflaging yourself. And it's got a nice freaking composite armor setup too. DM-12 depleted munition number 12, depleted munition number 13, DM depleted munition number 23. You want to know what depleted munition is? It's whenever you melt down uranium by using heat and then turn it into a sabot round. All you gotta do is mix it up, melt down the uranium itself, and then you can make some sabot rounds, also known as depleted munitions. You don't have to research the BTR-ZD. You can go straight to the 57-2 if you want to research it. Again, you don't have to research it until after June 28th. And then you'll have to research this little amphibious little vehicle. The only advantage of this little guy, and I'm going to straight up say it, is that it floats on water, so in realistic battles this vehicle might have an advantage, because you might be able to float out in the middle of nowhere in the water and shoot down planes. And I'm going to test that theory out right now. So I'm going to wait until another airplane spawns in. I'll float right here in the little river. Okay, now I'm truly immersed in the water. So far, so good. And out of all the vehicles that are amphibious capable, this one seems to have the fastest turn ratio. This one also comes with twin machine guns mounted to the front. And believe it or not, you can move it around. Yeah, there you go. There's a preview of the Russian BTR ZD model. Its amphibious capabilities are a little ridiculous. Why didn't the game end? What the hell is wrong with this thing? Is that a stroke or something? There you go, that was a preview of the ZD model. I have a bunch of vehicles that I've unlocked recently, but I put absolutely no money into it. You don't have to research the G6 tank destroyer in order to gain access to the Eland Mark 7. You can go from the Reptile 90 straight to the Eland Mark 7. You don't have to grab it. The Challenger DS pack gives you access to the Challenger with its best munition being 14, basically the 410, and 152 with Hesh. The rest is just basic smoke and another depleted munition. Either way, it's not worth my time. That's all I can say. You don't have to research the M36B2 with the M3A1 cannon, but if you wanted to, you'd get access to M348 Heat. And then the M332 Shot, which doesn't really matter. It really doesn't. But you can still skip that and go to the Type 75. Chinese tech tree to get into anything brand new other than the Z19E model, a premium helicopter. It gets 8 air-to-air missiles, and you can get, I believe, 8 ATGMs at the same time. So you can get 8 air-to-air and 8 ATGMs. And because it doesn't have any guns or extra ammunition on board, no main cannons, it's not weighed down by the extra ammunition. This little guy, 100mm high explosive. And it gets a 100mm Hesh shell. Efeto pronto da 100, essentially stating Hesh, high explosive squash warhead. I would skip all the other munitions, like that one, but the Hesh is what you probably might want to aim for. The 47mm AC shell, which is called an anti-concrete shell, can't really be called an anti-concrete. But a high explosive squash is pretty good, and its heat grenade is also pretty good. It gets one 8mm machine gun apparently. Where the hell is that mounted? Oh, it's mounted right there in the driver's seat. This guy must be really lucky to know that he's got a 20 round magazine on a Beretta. That's like a 20 round or a 15 round mag. Like he's going to shoot maybe 15 or 20 rounds out of that machine gun, pull out another magazine from under the seat and reload in 8 seconds, and then fire again. Extra cans of gas. The armor on here is 15mm of wood. Effective thickness, 15. Actual protection against bullets, 3mm of steel. Probably less than that since it's wood. Bullets don't really stop in wood, they kind of go straight through. And it's 1mm thick, plated. It's got nearly 30-mile-an-hour transmission design. Its power to weight ratio is probably maybe 96 horsepower. Oh, I was close. Look at that, 82 horsepower. 7.1 reverse and a 28.4 drive gear. If there's nothing but mud and everything out there, because it's a dually, it won't be completely useless because it's a dually, but it definitely will be slowed down heavily. Oh, there's also this one, Turan. I still use this from time to time. Although it's sort of pointless to drive this vehicle around, the fact that it's the way it is, it's got a 4.3 reload and 90mm heat rounds, this vehicle is still nice to drive. Although you will blow up pretty often because of where the ammunition is stored. There's no restrictions on this tree from what I know of. I'm still not flying the F6. In fact, I don't really care too much about the battle pass either. Isn't there like a battle pass thing for that particular thing? $75 or something like that. I think there's something specific that has something to do with that. I can't remember. Each military branch with the whatever it is, like, I don't know. I'm gonna be real honest, I really don't care about this vehicle. Like, I think it's the free vehicle if I'm not mistaken. And I'm gonna be real honest, I don't care about it. Not in the slightest bit. Like out of all P-51s, they gave you the reduced machine gun version, giving you 4. What is the F-6C? Why the hell has it got a P-47 body? Like, who cares? It's literally a sad vehicle. Sad times. I know China's got their new MBT, but I guarantee you if you shoot just under the driver, it's going to go straight through and it's going to be like Swiss cheese. That person will not be alive. You'll probably ammo rack them too and take out the transmission. If you don't get the ammo rack, you're definitely going to blow out the engine and transmission. So, you know, you're going to have a lot of fun with that one. Don't want to continue researching for the people you see. I mean, I still got to buy this pile of junk. And the only good one that came out from Italy was the Depot IC. And the Sherman VC models were the only ones that were good that came out of the Italian tech tree. Mostly because of the ammunition they have available. But, yeah. I really don't want to waste my time investing money in something at 3.7 and likely end up at a 5.7 battle. Like, I know I'm going to get up tiered. And this vehicle right here shouldn't even be at 5.7, the M18. Mostly because it's lightweight and everything, it still shouldn't be at 5.7 because of its exposed top. 5.7 will be bumped up to 6.0 or 6.7. And at 6.7 in aviation departments, you're really more or less dealing with people with practically flamethrowers on their vehicles. And pretty high margin of error bombs. So, they don't do you no favor. And if you're hoping for napalm-based explosives on some of these jets, only a limited amount of them have them. I don't know how many actually do. I don't know. I guess I'm going to call it here because I would love to continue playing the game, but I kind of just lost all my steam to want to play this game. Steam. Yeah. I think I lost all my steam to want to play this game, dude. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell your friends. If you want to see me go live later, I will go live later. Just not right now. I got a few things to deal with, along with a game failing to shut down correctly. Let me see if I can't fix that. Yeah, I knew something went wrong with War Thunder. Alright, well you guys have a great morning, or night, lunch, dinner, whatever it is you're doing. Tell your friends, and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, crap. Whatever. You know, I'm not going to force you or whatever. You know, have fun, have a great day. I'll probably be back on later tonight, or maybe later in the afternoon. And, yeah, have a great day.